All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Mark of Balance. My name is Mark, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the new LEGO Star Wars series, Rebuild the Galaxy. This was a 4-episode special event mini-series that premiered on Disney Plus a couple weeks ago, and you guys already knew I was going to check this out. LEGO Star Wars means so much to me, not just the video games, but the physical LEGO sets. I have hundreds of LEGO Star Wars sets that are unfortunately collecting dust right now in a storage unit, but one day soon, they will be free again and on display for everyone to see. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing about LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, essentially the premise of the series is that the known Star Wars galaxy that we know and love gets all mixed up and a new galaxy is created with all alternate versions of iconic ships and characters. And it's really a genius premise because using LEGO bricks to tell this story makes too much sense. And it's probably the closest we'll ever get to an official what-if release, because we see characters like Darth Jar Jar or a good side Darth Maul playing a Lando Calrissian type character, or we see a dark Millennium Falcon that's all black with red accents, or we see X-Wings and TIE Fighters all mixed up together and you have this kind of hybrid ship. And all of this gives the series so much creative freedom, but it also gives it so many opportunities for humor. And as we all know, LEGO knows humor across all of its mediums, across all of its properties, from the video games to the movies to the TV series like this. LEGO is always funny. And that's no exception here. This series had me laughing out loud at multiple moments throughout. From smart, quippy little sarcastic jokes between characters to genuinely funny plays on Star Wars lore and lines that were said in Star Wars, like the main character Sig and his brother being Nerf herders. They herd Nerfs. Or the very self-aware jokes that are taking shots at some Star Wars properties like the sequels. All the humor pretty much lands, and if it doesn't land for you, it'll definitely land for the younger audience that this is mostly aimed towards. And I don't want to spoil any jokes. I just gave the Nerf herder one as an example, but there are so many that I really want to tell you guys about, but I'd rather you just experience them because some of them just caught me completely off guard, and that was the best part about them. The story revolves around Sig Griebling, who is a Nerf herder, as I mentioned, who finds a cornerstone or a special piece, a Lego brick that holds the galaxy together, and he takes it away and it makes the galaxy change and shift, and that creates that new alternate galaxy that I've been talking about. And we see his journey to not only try and find his way back to his original galaxy and if he can fix the mistake he made, but also connect with his brother, who is the overarching Sith Lord of the new galaxy that he created. His brother being Darth Dev, or Darth Devastator. And I got to give a shout out to the voice actor of Darth Devastator, or Dev, Tony Revolori. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he was the bully in Spider-Man Homecoming. He does an absolutely fantastic job. He nails the emotional moments. He nails the bombastic moments. I think Dev is my favorite character in this series, and I'm actually excited that they do leave the door open for potential future seasons because I really would love to see more of this relationship between Sig and his brother in this alternate galaxy. Aside from Dev, I mean, there's so many great characters or great variations of characters that we know from Star Wars in this series that you could never see in a live action or any other Star Wars property in general, and that's what makes the series so unique and fun. And I don't want to spoil too many of them because I feel like half the fun of watching the series was being surprised about what alternate versions of classic characters they would bring into the forefront. And there are some really great surprises at the end of this series. One of my favorites was Palpatine being a Jedi Master, or like the head of the Jedi Council, because he still has like the anger and rage of Sidious and that voice of Sidious, but now he's like a Jedi leading the rest of the council, and it's just hilarious. But I don't want to spoil any more. I want you guys to experience it on your own. I will say, I know you guys all saw it. Yes, Darth Jar Jar goes hard. He's great. So funny. And that actually brings me to another strength of this show, and that is that the community, the Star Wars community as a whole, feels like it is very much a part of the creation of this series, because characters like Darth Jar Jar, who come from meme culture and crazy what-if theories, make their way into the show and actually play significant roles in the show, like Sig's mentor, Jedi Bob, who is a character that was in a Lego set 20 years ago or so. It was one of the first like prequel sets, and there was this no-name Jedi that I think the internet just started calling Jedi Bob because it was unnamed in the set, and it became this whole big meme, and now Jedi Bob is a leading character of a Star Wars show. And like I said, you have characters like Darth Jar Jar. It's just so cool to see that type of fan service where the community is also a part of the project. And so it's fan service in the highest degree. The story has a lot of heart to it. It hits all of those Star Wars isms that you would expect in a Star Wars story. Like I said, I really enjoy the interactions between Sig and his alternate reality brother, Darth Devastator. I am genuinely interested to see where that story goes if they do continue it in future seasons. I do like how they flip the inciting motivations of the main character in this story relative to Luke in the first Star Wars movie, where Luke wants to leave the planet. He wants to go out and see the galaxy and make a name for himself. But Sig, on the other hand, is very content with staying where he is. He's happy with his little life, but he doesn't really know what he's good at, and maybe that's what's holding him back. And his brother is really the one to kind of push him to say, no, we should leave the planet. We should go out there and find ourselves in the galaxy. And I really like that change to the typical Star Wars archetype. And I think it works really well here. And like I said, it has a story that's very Star Wars-esque, and it has the heart of a Star Wars story and the hopefulness of a Star Wars story. So is it the deepest experience you'll have in Star Wars? No, it's very surface level. It's very much aimed towards children, but that doesn't make it bad, and it doesn't make it less than anything else. And I think it does a good job. And, you know, frankly, it does a better job of being a Star Wars story than big, huge budget live action shows like The Acolyte, which is not surprising. Like I've said a million times before, Star Wars animation has been leading the way under Disney in telling amazing Star Wars-esque stories and understanding what Star Wars truly is, whereas in live action, it's very much a mixed bag of what you're going to get. And in the end, this feels like a love letter and celebration of Star Wars. We have a lot of the original actors returning to voice their characters and different versions of their characters. We have Ahmad Best, Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels, Kelly Marie Tran, Sam Witwer, Billy D. Williams, and some great new additions like Gaten Matarazzo doing Sig, and like I said, Tony Revolori doing a great job with Dev, and Bobby Moynihan being Jedi Bob. It's just a great voice cast to really bring this love letter to life. So those are my overall thoughts on LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. I know this was a really short episode, but I thought it was important to get my thoughts out there because I feel this series probably went under a lot of people's radar, whether it was because it was LEGO or it was animated and they thought it was really only focused on kids. I just want to stress that this is a really enjoyable time for anyone that's a Star Wars fan, whether you're a kid or an adult and you want some good Star Wars after maybe not enjoying the previous outings from Disney Star Wars. So I would highly recommend this for anyone that just wants to sit down and have a nice, easy 4-episode series to watch that will give you a couple laughs. It'll give you a couple what-if scenarios in the Star Wars galaxy that you probably won't ever see officially released from Disney, which is exciting. And if you're just a fan of LEGO, like, I don't know why you wouldn't have watched this already, but if you haven't, I am here to tell you that it's okay. You can watch this. It's still really good LEGO stuff. It has the humor, it has the heart, it has really great animation, it has some pretty cool like cinematic fight moments and camera work that I actually was impressed by, and it leaves the door open for future seasons, which I would be very excited to watch. So thank you guys for listening. If you really enjoyed this or enjoyed it even slightly, I would really appreciate you leaving a review on whatever streaming service you're listening to this on. Give me a follow over on Instagram at @star_wars_mark of balance. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and may the Force be with you. Peace.